Continental Cablevision Sports presents the Adirondack Red Wings against the Springfield Indians. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Springfield Indians Hockey. I'm Mike Barrick alongside John Forslund, and the Indians will try and gain a victory here this evening. And John Forslund, the Indians have dropped their last two contests and would like to get things rolling here tonight against the first-place Northern Division Adirondack Red Wings.
Mike, the past two games for the Springfield Indians have been anything but what Fred Creighton wants, and if the team comes out tonight with the same type of effort, they're going to be really up against a fiery team in the Adirondack Red Wings, and not the team you want to have that kind of effort up. Here, the Indians have an opportunity to get healthy here with a home game at home and turn things around a little bit and get some confidence back against a first-place Cub that's talent-laden and a good test for the Tribe here tonight.
The Indians coming off a three-game road swing in which they gained one victory in Sherbrooke and dropped two in a row against the Maine Mariners, and the other defeat coming later in the week against the New Haven Nighthawks, and the Indians coming back home here this evening. John, on Friday night, the Indians did lose to New Haven, but there was a bright spot. A newcomer from the New York Islanders made his presence felt on his first shift and first shot as a member of the Indians.
He's talking about Mikko Makela, and you're absolutely right, Mike. Before we get to him, though, let's look at the Adirondack Red Wings and see what they have to offer. And they have two players who got an awful lot of publicity over the summer. One, Ray Stazak. Stazak, University of Chicago at Illinois, was signed as a free agent, had 72 points in 34 collegiate games last year, and he's off to a fine start for the Adirondack club here tonight. Ray Stazak injured his nose early in the year with a broken nose. Gordy Mark of Maine hit him. He was out for some time, but has come back and is putting on after being sent down from the parent Detroit Red Wings. So Ray Stazak, a player to watch.
And another one of those $1 million signees by the Detroit Red Wings this summer, a player by the name of Adam Oates, who set an RPI team record for most assists and a career record there. He's another one to be watched. 9 players in the professional ranks playing for the National Championship RPI squad, and Adam Oates just this week has come down from the Detroit Red Wings. He another one of those heralded performers, but as you mentioned, Mike, his past lets you know that he is a goal scorer. Those stats just in one game, and he got those points in the first period of play, so Adam Oates, a big plus. And of course, as we talked about, Mikko Makela, another addition, and we'll get to him later on in this broadcast. Now let's pause for the playing of our national anthem here at the Springfield Civic Center. By the national anthem singer here in Springfield, Francis Smith. The Springfield Indians coming into the action 9-11-2, tied for third in the Southern Division, and in the nets for the Indians will be Kerry Taco. On the season, Taco has a mark of 3 wins, 4 losses, and 2 ties, a 3.74 goals against average. For the Adirondack Red Wings, the netminder will be Chris Pusey. On the season, Pusey this year in 4 games has a mark of 1 victory and 2 defeats. He has been the backup goaltender for much of the year and getting a rare start tonight against the Springfield Indians. The Red Wings first place in the North at 15, 6-1. And immediately we're underway here in Springfield and the Indians take control. Gerald Diddick ahead for Ron Handy. Darts into the Red Wing zone. Feeds one through for Henry. Right in to go shoot. Pusey the save rebound. And just deflected wide. But a penalty coming up as referee Dan Marielli is going to whistle down a Red Wing. And it just took 17 seconds into this first period. The Indians almost had a 1-0 lead.
Well, the Indians answer the bell here in the first period and come out flying. And there's going to be Adirondack's Larry Trader on the play for cross-checking. As you mentioned, Mike, with just 17 seconds gone in this hockey game. The Indians came roaring into the Red Wings zone. Trader from behind gave a stiff cross check to the Indians' Dale Henry as he was coming in the goaltender Pusey. And Henry received that cross check from behind. Trader gets the call. The Indians go on the power play. This is the third meeting of the year between these two clubs. The Indians have lost 2 at the hands of the Red Wings this year. They were defeated by Adirondack here in Springfield November 1st, 5-4. Lost in Glens Falls on November 13th by a count of 4-3. And the next time these two clubs will get together will be in Glens Falls on December 26th.
There you see the Indians' power play mark, 24 power play goals, 23.8% with the man advantage. Here's Howson at the side of the net. Stuffs one in front, but the Wings take over on the near side and clear one into the neutral zone. We're just underway here in Springfield. No score between the Wings and the Indians as the Indians' Makala, the newcomer from Finland, gives it for Henry. Henry at the side of the net, circles behind the goal, centers for Handy, a shot. Oh, and Pusey gets that right pad of his out, makes the stop. Now Howson for the Indians, bangs one back behind the net where the rookie Jim Levins takes over. Clears but not out. Held in by Ken Leiter, recently just sent back down by the Islanders at that left point. Along the near board for Handy. Slides one back behind the net for Howson, and then Henry covers up for Springfield. Drops for a top of the circle for Dale Henry, wheeling in a shot. Oh, and he just missed. Here's Leiter at the point. His shot also blocked, and sliding to break it up for Adirondack is Rick Zombo, and he's able to get that puck underneath him.
Well, the Indians not only are going to provide some offense, and we're going to see it here on the power play with 1:05 remaining to Larry Trader's cross-checking call, but also are going to have to be extremely alert defensively here tonight, starting with goaltender Kerry Taco and working its way out on defense. This Adirondack team is really stacked as far as offensive performers are concerned. We'll let you know a little bit about them as the night progresses, but the Indians are going to have to be on their toes defensively tonight against the Red Wings.
Play back in his own zone, and back after Dave Coral on the far boards for Adam Oates, who we profiled earlier, and it's cleared all the way down. 56 seconds left in the Adirondack penalty to Larry Trader. The Indians this year against Adirondack only 1 for 10 on the man advantage, a meager 10% on the power play, and the Indians clear one inside at the Red Wing blue line.
Now this week, this line that's out there right now, you're looking at one of the members, Minnesota North Star farmhand Gordy Shervin at center, with Paul Houck and Terry Tate on his wings, both of them also property of the North Stars. The three of them have been playing well this week for the Springfield Indians, although the Indians have not had their best week. They started off with a victory Monday night in Sherbrooke and then proceeded to drop 2 at the hands of the Maine Mariners and the New Haven Nighthawks. This line has been a spark, and Fred Creighton has kept them together, and they've been getting the goal-scoring opportunities with Terry Tate at a new position, playing on the wing.
Indians fight for the loose puck at the blue line, but the Wings take over and clear one up the center ice and now deep into the Indians end of the rink, and the Indians have to go back. Here is Jim Cowdice out of Grimsby, Ontario. Surveys the traffic and then clears one on the near side for Bill Stewart. Here's Stewart for Springfield. Cross-ice pass for Jim Cowdice. Angles his way to center and shoots one in. And after Shervin for the try. Leaves it through on the near side for Tate, dropping it back for Stewart. Top of the circle for Terry Tate. Surveys the traffic, winds one near side for Shervin. Shervin pinches on the near boards for Stewart. Wrists one wide of the goal, and the Wings take over and clear one up the right side, and Krentz shoots it into the Springfield zone. The Indians have to go back. Trader is back on, and the Wings have killed it off. The Indians failed to score in their first power play chance of the evening. Now it's cleared all the way into the Adirondack zone. The rookie Levins going back after it as he touches an icing called. And the face-off will come back in the Springfield zone.
Well, every week the fans view us here on Continental Cablevision. It seems there's more and more player personnel changes with the Springfield Indians, and this week, no exception. 2 players joining the Springfield Indians this week from the New York Islanders. Ken Leiter, defenseman, returned after scoring his first National Hockey League goal as a member of the parent club. Also, Mikko Makala, who we did not get a chance to show during our pregame show, but we will fill you in as far as his background. He is also a member of the Tribe here tonight. And goaltender Gary Johnson left at the conclusion of last week's game. Rob Holland came in for the week's play, but he has been sent back to Indianapolis with Gary Johnson coming back for tonight's action. There's plenty more, so when we get another chance, we'll fill you in on more of the player personnel changes.
Got to have that scoreboard ready every time you come to the Springfield Civic Center. As the puck is cleared back into the Indians under the rink, and Vern Smith back after it. Vern Smith is paired with Gerald Diddick. The forward line for Springfield, Scott Howson, Alan Kerr, and Terry Martin. Here's Martin on left wing. Checked off the defense, and Rick Zombo clears one all the way down into the Indians under the rink, where Taco sets it up for zone defense. In after to pinch in, Zombo drops one to the point. Quick shot by Johnstone deflects in front and then cleared outside the line all the way to center, then deep into the Adirondack zone. Back after it, Levins takes a hit from Martin. Then Housen takes it away. Housen centers in front for Kerr, right in a goal, he scores! Alan Kerr, as he was set up beautifully in front by Housen, who made a dandy play. And with 3 minutes and 21 seconds gone into this first period, it's 1-0 Springfield.
Well, the Springfield Indians get on the board first with some good forechecking that set this goal up. Terry Martin and Scott Housen doing the job, and there you see the play with Housen coming out of that corner with the puck. The puck was tied up there with Levens and Martin, and Housen came in, picked up the loose puck, centered it out to Alan Kerr. And for Alan Kerr, who had a brief stay with the New York Islanders last week, picks up his 14th goal of the year to go along with 8 assists and gives the Indians the early 1-0 lead.
A beautiful wrist shot into the corner, and Pusey had no chance on that one as it's cleared back into the Indians end of the rink, where Ken Leiter, out of his own zone, skates to center. Headman pass for Don Biggs into Ed Lee, who deflects it into the wing zone. Here's George Servinas, runs into a wing player on the far side. Puck is free, and Ted Spear is able to clear, but not out. Biggs holds it in. He winds one back behind the net, where former Indian Barry Melrose takes control, and outlets for Spears. Ahead for Glenn Murkowski. He's checked on the play, and the Indians take over in their own zone. Here's Ken Leiter, headman pass to center. Servinas breaking into the Adirondack zone, slides for Lee, centers in front for Biggs. Oh! And Pusey makes the stop on Biggs. And the Wings clear one all the way to the Springfield zone, and the Indians have to go back. Springfield leading 1-0 here in the early moments of period 1, as Leiter takes over for the Tribe. Banks it off the boards for Johannesson on left wing for Servinas. Wings into forecheck. Big jam up far side, and here come the Indians. Lee at center. He takes a pass from Servinas, and then Servinas shoots one back into the wing zone, and Melrose back after it. Both teams change on the fly as Spears is checked on the play as Cowdice closes in. Now we have some fisticuffs on the near boards. It's Melrose and Ed Lee having some pushing and shoving on the near side, and quickly the linesmen Joe Calcazola and Bob McDonald come in to try and separate. Barry Melrose, who last year finished 6th in the American Hockey Leagues as far as penalty minutes are concerned, and the Indians player Ed Lee, the newcomer.
Well, the high sticks got this one started in the neutral zone, and Barry Melrose, who began his career with the Springfield Indians just 10 years ago, got the sticks up with Ed Lee as Lee came in to hit Melrose. Then they took swipes at each other with the high sticks, and then Melrose was incensed over the play of Lee and then dropped his gloves and went at him, and Lee got his stick up around the facial area of Melrose just at the outset of that altercation. There you see Eddie Lee, just signed by the Minnesota North Stars a couple of weeks ago, and Fred Creighton looks on here tonight with 15:24 remaining first period. The Indians have gotten a goal from Al Kerr to give them the 1-0 lead, and Don Biggs had an excellent scoring chance right after that, set up by the man who was involved with Melrose, Eddie Lee, and Pusey had to come up with a big save, otherwise the Indians might be 2 goals ahead. And now we're going to have to see what Maruelli is going to call as far as additional minors here. You know they're going to get majors for fighting, but the sticks were up on both parts, and also Lee took an extra swipe with the stick at Melrose, so we're going to have to see whether or not that's going to come into play. Right now there's some deliberation along the far side, Mike, and I wouldn't be surprised if there are additional minors.
No, Melrose, a very aggressive player. As I mentioned last year, finished 6th in penalty minutes with 226. And he's not necessarily known as the type of guy that really is going to be the aggressor as far as a reputation is concerned. He picks up those penalty minutes quietly. It's hard to believe that he was 6th last year in penalty minutes.
Well, he's the kind of player when the club comes in, you don't say, well, gee, they got Barry Melrose. He'll be running around tonight, knocking guys over and really mucking it up. You don't think of him that way, but he does get involved. It's not like having an Archie Henderson or that type of player on your team. But Barry Melrose is as far as being tough, he has had his day as far as that department is concerned over a 10-year career. And now Eddie Lee is having a few words with Maruelli. There you see a good look at it, and there you see Bill Stewart and the newcomer, Mikko Makala, number 17 to Stewart's left, standing outside that referee circle. All the players must stay outside that half circle over by the scorers table, otherwise they'll receive a minor penalty. They have to wait for the referee to give him a chance to let the public address announcer know what the calls are, and then either the captain or the alternate captain is allowed to speak to the referee, and that's what's happening now with Greg Jolly and Bill Stewart talking things over with Maruelli. And we're going to have to see whether or not the Indians might be on the short end of the stick in this situation. Ed Lee has gone to the dressing room, so we can't...
No, because of that, maybe he had... and I guess not. I thought that maybe there was some blood drawn on one of the players one way or the other. I guess not. But they're going to give 5 on the board to Lee and 4 on the board for Melrose. If it stays like that, an extra minute power play for the Adirondack Red Wings.
I think Lee's is 5 minute for spearing, and if it is, then that means immediate expulsion from the game. So
okay,
we're going to have to wait and see, because he's not in the penalty box. They're going to make the announcements now, but we do have plenty of action here tonight. 15:24 gone in this first period, and I hope you're enjoying tonight's action on Continental Cablevision. There you see the score. Alan Kerr has scored for the Springfield Indians, set up by Terry Martin and Scott Housen, and he's put the Indians on the board. And the Indians with some good forechecking and putting on some pressure early on in this hockey game. They have made the announcements.
That's exactly what it was. It was a spearing call, and as a result, the game misconduct is also called on Ed Lee.
Well, Ed Lee had the extracurricular activity with the stick there as Melrose charged him. He got the stick, and I kind of thought that there might have been an opportunity there for Maruelli to make that call, and he did so. Now George Servinas has skated over to serve the penalty, and there you see Bob Brobert and Barry Melrose. Brobert is going to serve the minor to Melrose as they try to get this entire situation rectified here in Springfield, but the scoreboard reads Springfield 1 and Adirondack nothing.
So it's 4 minutes on the boards for Melrose with a slashing couple of minors, and Lee gets the 5 minute major in addition to the 5 minute fighting major and the game misconduct. Now play to center ice, the Wings on the attack, but cleared there, and the Indians take over. Cowdice clearing one to the Wings line, and then the Wings clear it to center. Mikko Makela twists and turns in the neutral zone, then puts on some steam and sees the Wings lining up at the blue line, then circles back. Clears one to the Adirondack line where the veteran Greg Jolly takes over. Jolly closing into the Springfield zone, dropping it through as the Wings, who trail 1-0, have control of the puck, but the Indians clear to center. Now the Wings, Jolly on the far side, drops it back on the near board for Dave Coral. The rookie Coral now dropping it through as the team's at even strength at this time. Here as the Wings take over at 4 skaters aside. Clear to the Indians line, but knocked down by Cowdice, who leads a rush for Shervin, closing through. Shervin for Cowdice, but tipped away by Oates, who leads Basil McRae on right wing. 2-on-1 break. McRae with Oates. McRae closing in, trying to make a play, but Bill Stewart with a beautiful sliding check on the play. Now it's dropped to the point. Levin's a shot. That's deflected wide, and Cowdice for Springfield takes control. 13:57 left first period. Springfield leading 1-0 as the loose puck into the near corner. Shervin for Biggs, drops it back to the left point for Didick, a shot. That is blocked, and the Wings have a chance. Lead pass to center ice, but the pass ahead for Adam Oates is too far ahead, and Vern Smith takes over in his own zone. We have another 3:13 left in the Ed Lee major penalty, 2:10 left in Barry Melrose's penalties. As the Wings again, Jordy Robertson closes in. His shot stopped there in front by Taco, but a penalty coming up as the Indians are going to be penalized, although Taco made a good save on Robertson, who closed down the left wing side.
It was 2-on-1 with this man, Jordy Robertson, ex of the Rochester Americans, coming on a 2-on-1 with Ray Stazak. The player back right there on defense, Vern Smith, but Gordy Shervin back checking, knocked down Stazak from behind. He'll get 2 minutes for interference with 13:24 remaining here in the first period. It's going to put the Adirondack Red Wings in a situation now where they're going to have a 4-on-3 situation in the manpower capacity, and with the goal scorers they have, it gives them a definite advantage.
Adirondack this year on the power play, 26 power play goals in 107 chances. 24.3% with the man advantage. Here's a quick shot right on by Zombo, stopped by Taco. Mad scramble far side, and Vern Smith clears one outside the line. Levin's unable to hold it in, and the Red Wings have to go back. Another minute and 45 seconds left in Shervin's penalty, as the Wings have a 4-on-3 at this point with all of those players in the penalty box. It's cleared on the near side. Robertson dumping one through, but he's hit by Didick, but Levin's at the left point, holds it in for Zombo at the right point. Back for Levin, tees up a shot, but it's deflected off the stick, I believe, of Terry Martin, over the glass and into the crowd.
2 other players who are part of the Indian scene but are not as we speak here tonight on Saturday night, Springfield Civic Center. As you look at the last play on replay, Bob Laxo, who started the year here in Springfield, was sent to Indianapolis, and also Bob Bodak, released from his professional tryout with the Springfield Indians and picked up by Moncton. So Bodak, who played last season with the Springfield Indians, only played 4 games with the Tribe this year. Had an ankle problem and was hampered by that for much of the year. Now signed on to a tryout in Moncton. So Bob Bodak, you called him Burley, takes his ways up north to the Maritimes.
Face-off will be in the Springfield zone is Trader. Gives one for Murkowski, slides one through, but blocked off by Johannesson, but held in at the point. Trader a shot. That is blocked. Now on the near side. Eddie Johnstone, the veteran, takes a stiff hit from Johannesson. Bruce Eakin back behind the goal, formerly of Moncton. Gives to Murkowski. Slides it back to the point for Trader. Shoots one. Taco, a kick save. Then, after he kicked it aside, caught the puck as he kicked it up to himself, but he was able to make a glove save.
From ice level, you'll see it. The shot taken from the point by Trader. Watch Taco's concentration with Bruce Eakin on the doorstep before Eakin could catch up with that puck bouncing through the air. Taco swatted out with that gloved hand and picked up the loose puck. 1:03 remaining on both Chervin and Melrose's minor penalties, and 2:03 remaining on the Lee major for Spearing. So the situation 4-on-3 for this point, and in another minute, it's going to be 5-on-4 for Adirondack.
Here are the Wings now, dropping one back for Murkowski, formerly of Maine, to Robertson, to Eakin. Eakin trying to center one, but blocked off by Tate, and it ends up going up to center, and the Wings have to go back. 48 seconds left in the Gord Chervin penalty, and then in 48 seconds, the Wings will have a 5-on-4 power play for just a 1-minute period, with the Ed Lee major to have another minute on it, as the Indians try and clear out, but the Wings hold it in. Back behind the net, Ted Spears sliding through, angling along the near board, drops it back for Trader. Trader feeds it to Johnstone, back to Trader. Trader's shot blocked by Martin and outside the line. Wings have to go back. 11:42 left first period. 1-0 the Indians have the lead. 15 seconds left in the Gord Chervin penalty. As play to center ice, and here's Trader closing in. Neat pass from the far side. Johnstone shoots and he missed the net. Karam to the left point where Trader takes over. Trader tees one up. His shot blocked off the defense and cleared by Leiter outside the line, and Chervin is back on. Now the Wings for another minute have a one-man advantage at 5-on-4 as Diddick closes in. Diddick shooting one off the post. Gets his own rebound, however. Runs into a teammate. Johnstone now battles for it on the right wing boards and takes control. Diddick with a beautiful rocket shot, but grazed off the post. Now Alan Kerr closing through. Kerr gives for Chervin a shot, but that deflects wide. Pusey way out of the goal to set it up for his own defense as the Indians, although shorthanded, doing a super job bottling up Adirondack. Now Jolly on the near boards, gives for Dave Corral. Corral winds one through for Spears out of Ann Arbor, Michigan. He's checked off the puck. Loose back behind the goal as the Wings try and center one. Cleared in front. Probert to the player Krentz in front. He's checked. Drop back. To the point is Jolly, closes one through. It's centered right out in front, but cleared on the near side. Now a drop to the point where Jolly gives for Spears as the Indians player Servinas, who was serving Lee's penalty, is back on. The team's now at even strength as Kerr on the near board tries to get it past Corral. Checked in front, finally taken by Springfield, and here come the Indians. Curran Smith lead pass on left wing. Servinas closes in. Shoots Pusey the save. But a penalty coming up as Servinas again looking for that first professional goal, but was stopped by Pusey, but forces a penalty.
He sure does, and George Servinas came streaking down the left side. Servinas in 18 games has 9 assists and still looking for that first professional goal. The penalty coming up to Greg Jolly, the longtime veteran of this Adirondack Red Wing team, former #1 draft choice overall by the Washington Capitals in 1974 when the Capitals were an expansion franchise. Jolly never panned out as far as the National Hockey League is concerned, but here in the American Hockey League, a very stabilizing force on defense. And with 10:02 remaining in the first period, he gets the penalty, gives the Indians the power play. There you see the score. Alan Kerr has got the goal for Springfield, giving them the 1-0 lead.
It's a tripping call at 9:58, so Springfield having their second power play chance. Here's Stewart a shot, but deflected away by Pusey. On the near boards, it's cleared by Rick Zombo, and he does the job by clearing it off the boards all the way down, and Handy has to go back. Handy for the Indians. For the Tribe, clears, but Murkowski picks that off as an attempted pass. Dropped it back to the point where Levin's trying to slide one through. He's checked off by Henry, cleared back behind the net with Murkowski, and Howson jostled for the loose puck at center. Wings take control as Adirondack short-handed, but doing the bulk of the controlling at this point, but Springfield on the attack. Here is the Indian Scott Howson at center, wheeling through into the Adirondack zone. Gives for Stewart. Stewart back for Howson, but Adam Oates back checking, tips it away, and all the way down, the Indians have to go back. Another minute and 10 seconds left in the Greg Jolly tripping penalty as Stewart on the far board twists and turns. gives it ahead on the near board for Ron Handy. Handy, neat cross-ice pass for Henry, but he just tips it into the wing zone where Zombo takes over and winds it back into the Indians end of the rink, and the Indians have to go back. 8 minutes, 52 seconds left first period. The Indians leading 1-0 on an Alan Kerr goal at 3:21 into this first frame, as Jim Cowdice leads a rush to center. Into the Adirondack zone. Actually now Makala takes over, dumping one into the corner. It's fought for it. Henry drops it back for Leiter. Leiter for the Indians, gives for Handy. Handy, a shot! Husey the save. Back behind the net, the wings clear one all the way down, and the Indians have to go back.
Well, just 24 seconds remaining on the Jolly penalty, so really the Indians with just a last-ditch effort here for a final rush. They break the puck up ice, and they don't have much time left on this power play.
Here is the Springfield player, Hauk, dumping one through. Now between the circles, tries to make a play. Down to his knees, Coral to clear one, and the wings dump the center. On the near side, Eddie Johnstone, the veteran, closing up, tries to center one through, but right through a couple of players, and Servinas picks up the loose puck. Jolly is back on. The wings have killed it off. 7:57 left first period. The Indians leading by a goal at 1-0. Here is Biggs, dumped off as he tries to go by Trader, and the wings dump one out the center. Here is Vern Smith for the try. Beats it cross ice on the far side for Cowdice. Cowdice is checked on the play, fought for far boards, and finally Cowdice picks up the loose puck in his own zone. Outlets on left wing for Servinas. Neat cross ice pass for Hauk. Hauk is checked on the play by Coral, who winds one deep into the Springfield zone. Here are the Indians clearing the center, but Coral breaks it up. Into the Indians under the rink, drops one through on the far side. Oates, nice pass in front of the goal. Tackle the stop on the player cutting in on the far side, and that was Ted Spears. Here's a break for Kerr on the near boards, closing in. Shoots! Owen Pusey makes a pad save. Here's Kerr, as the Indians appear to be fired up at this point. Tate centers for Shervin. Shervin checked on the play, but gives it through for Tate. Tate, wrist shot. Pusey the save. Shervin the rebound. Owen Pusey slides to break that one up with a beautiful skate save, and the wings clear one all the way down. Back after Terry Tate as he touches an icing call, but tremendous pressure put on by the Indians.
Well, tremendous pressure and tremendous forechecking. Terry Tate has picked up his play over the past couple of weeks. He was going through some tough times for the Springfield Indians, but lately, since being put on the line with Shervin and Hauk, has been a spark plug. Here you're going to see Tate in the corner, dish the puck off. Alan Kerr, there's the forechecking, putting the pressure on, not letting Adirondack just get that puck and wheel it out. That constant physical pressure is going to wear down a defense, and that's what the Indians have done throughout this first period of play. And Kerr, the man who has the Indians marker in this first period, 6:46 remaining in the period, and the Tribe on top, 1-0.
Scott House and Miko Makala and Dale Henry, the forward line for Springfield. Gerald Diddick and Vern Smith on defense. Here's Diddick, a shot. That's blocked, and then fans on the other attempt, and on left wing, the wings take over. Bob Probert, the rough, tough winger, tries to slide one through for Levens on the far boards. He and Henry collide over the far corner. Now finally Housen trying to steer one out of there, but held in at the point. Quick shot by Zombo, pad saved by Taco. Here's Murkowski sliding one through the goal crease, as the wings now seem to be on the offensive attack. As it's cleared, but finally Henry breaks up a pass. He tries to clear one, and then does clear it for Vern Smith. Here's Smith, dipsy doodles to center as he gives for Housen, ahead for Henry, closing in on the left wing. Dale Henry slides one for Housen. Housen centers back for Henry, but it deflects wide of the goal. Henry bumps off with Zombo. Picked up by Murkowski for Maine, but tied up there by the Indians player on the near side. Here's Miko Makala trying to dump one through, but Murkowski breaks it up, and outlets on the far board for the Wings player Krentz. Back for Murkowski, a shot. Sharp angle drive, but stopped by Taco, and the Indians take over, but held in there by Coral for Adirondack. He's checked by Leiter as the Indians take control. Very quick-paced and close checking game, although we have some offensive attacks in both ends of the rink. On left wing, Harry Martin for Springfield. Drops it back for the point for Johannesson. His shot deflects wide, and then the wings Eakin winds one of the far boards up on right wing for Krentz. Here is Dale Krentz, the young rookie, clearing into the Springfield zone, and the Tribe have to go back. Now, here is Terry Martin breaking into the Adirondack zone. He's poke checked, and the Wings clear it out the center. Under 5 minutes left in this first period. The Indians leading 1-0 as the Wings wind one of the far boards, but Biggs knocks a pass down. Tries to center one, but the leading Wing scorer, Jordy Robertson, intercepts and winds one all the way down. They ruled no icing, as Springfield could have played the puck. Here is Bill Stewart. Winds one on the far board for Ron Handy. Checked on the play, but then Johannesson outlets on left wing for Terry Tate. Bounces off the referee, Dan Marielli, and the puck skitters to the Red Wing blue line. Here is Jim Levens on the far board for Rick Zombo. Ahead on the right wing side as it's dropped back for Levens. He skates to center, then picks up speed as he moves in. His shot caroms off the backboards wide of the goal. Here's Levens, checked up and roughed up by Bill Stewart on the near side, picked up by Springfield, and Handy ahead on right wing for Hauk, but the loose puck is knocked down by the wings, and as Bruce Eakin clears it in, it's offside at the Springfield blue line.
Well, we've had so much action in this period, we haven't gotten to tonight's Tribe Trivia, but without further ado, here it is. Tonight's edition of the Tribe Trivia goes as follows. Name the only 2 Indian coaches to be inducted in the Hockey Hall of Fame. Name the only 2 Indian coaches to be inducted in the Hall of Fame. And I have guess number 1 from my... Nope. And then your first guess is absolutely wrong. So you're off to a good start. But you have 2 periods to work on it. Don't get discouraged. You're not saying much at this point. Of course, I'm talking about my broadcast partner, Mike Barrick, whose record as far as trivia is concerned, not as good as what he would like, but he's working on it, and lately you've been getting them.
My percentage is getting higher. I think I've gotten 3 questions right in the last, I'd say, 6 opportunities.
Oh.
And 4 in the last year and a half.
Yeah, so it's not bad. It looks good, and it's what have you done for me lately? And I guess you're only as good as your last shift, and that's what they say in hockey, and lately you've been good, but when you look at it over an extended period of time, it really gets woeful.
Here's a play going way up high in the air and over the glass into the crowd on the far side with 3:50 remaining first period, 1-0 Springfield.
Now the Springfield Indians on the injured list have 2 players out of action as we speak. Mike Sands with that knee problem still is rehabilitating, but might be in action as early as next week, but we'll just have to wait and see. And a crushing blow for the Springfield occurred on Wednesday night in Portland, Maine. The Indians lost the services of defenseman Dave Jensen, who's been playing so well for the Springfield Indians. Jensen stretched some knee ligaments, and it's quite serious. He might be out 4 to 6 weeks. So Jensen on the shelf for Springfield.
Here's Paul Hauk ducking into the wing zone. Tries to center for Gord Shervin, but picked off by Adam Oates, who outlets on left wing for Basil McRae. This is the big $1 million line, as they say, with Staszak, Oates, and Basil McRae. Staszak and Oates, between the two, making about $2.8 million. McRae probably rounding out the figure to make it $3 million on the dot, as it's cleared to Bill Stewart closing, and his shot is blocked, and here comes the wing player back to center ice. Basil McRae on the near boards. Takes control, winds one deep into the Springfield end of the rink where Taco sets it up. Now it's wound free for Basil McRae on the near boards. Clearing back behind the net for Staszak. Back to the Wings player McRae, who takes over, drops it back for the point as the Wings Jolly takes control. Now moving through, shooting one. Taco the save, then the rebound. Trickles wide of the net. Loose to the near side. Bill Stewart takes over as he touches it. Gives for Housen. It's going to be a penalty coming up against Adirondack as the Indians clear it all the way down. It's going to be an icing called against Springfield. However, as soon as Jolly touches the puck, it's going to be a penalty coming up against the Red Wings, although the play was in the Indian zone.
Well, behind the play, we're going to get a cross-checking call here to Basil McRae of the Adirondack Red Wings, which will put the Indians on the power play with 2:33 remaining in the first period, and a spirited period that has been for both clubs with a lot of nonstop action and the play going back and forth. The Indians, of course, getting a goal from Alan Kerr, the assist to Terry Martin and Scott Housen. That's the only goal scored in this game, but the Indians have had their chances. They have looked like they've got that zip here tonight. Of course, Fred Creighton very unhappy with the past 2 performances, but so far through 1 period, the Indians have looked sharp.
McRae for cross-checking at 17-27. So with the Indians having their 3rd power play chance of the night and leading 1-0, will work out of there now. Here is Ken Leiter for the Indians. Spins back in his own zone and leads a rush to center. Leiter, neat cross-ice pass for Housen. Housen moves into the wing zone, gives it for Servinas. Dropped for Johannesson, a shot. His bullet-like shot bounces off the backboards and wide. Wings try and clear out. Housen takes over at the side of the net. Twists and turns as he slides one for Kerr near corner. Centers one in front, but blocked off there by Zombo, who's able to clear it on left wing, but not out. Johannesson holds it in. Big Glenn Johannesson for Housen. Drops it back for Johannesson, a Leiter on the near boards. Leiter feeds one in front for Kerr. Dropping one through on the left wing for Johannesson. Sliding one through for Housen, far corner. Hausen is checked, but drops it back for Johannesson. A lighter shooting one. Oh, and he missed the net. Loose in front, Servinus scores! Finally, George Servinus is able to gain his first professional goal. And in a very unlikely way to score one, but he'll take it, I'm sure, John.
He certainly will. The free agent signee by the Minnesota North Stars this past summer out of RPI gets the goal for the Springfield Indians, his first professional marker. The shot taken by Ken Leiter, the rebound coming off the backboards, and then there's Servinus poking it in on the backhander, and he just looked for that loose puck on the rebound, and Pusey could not come up with it, and it delights the crowd at the Springfield Civic Center. And you know the one person that's really happy, number 11, George Servinus, first pro goal, a monument as far as he is concerned in his career, and one he's been looking for quite some time.
And his former teammate at RPI, Adam Oates, sees him perform that trick as it's cleared down into the Springfield zone, and on left wing, Don Biggs for the Tribe takes over. Pass for Diddick as it's cleared to center, and the Wings take over in the neutral zone. Trainer clearing to center with just over a minute remaining, and here comes Makala closing through. Makala met by Eakin on the near boards. It's fought for, and Eakin takes control. Bruce Eakin for the Adirondack Red Wings across that blue line. Drops one through for the Wings player on the near side. That's the Adirondack's player, Johnstone, but Johnstone is checked and the Indians clear to center. 48 seconds left first period. Indians leading 2-0 as it's cleared right back into the Springfield zone. Taco sets it up for zone defense. Here's Mikko Makala, the newcomer out of Tampere, Finland, shooting one all the way into the Adirondack zone. Melrose back after, and icing is called. The scoring play on that Indian second goal, it was George Servinus, his first professional goal. Ken Leiter and Glenn Johannesson, the assists at 18:29.
Well, just 32 seconds remaining here in the first period, and between periods, as usual, Mike and I will look at all the happenings around the American Hockey League, the statistics, leading scorers, and what's going on with the Springfield Indians and how they stand in the American Hockey League. Also, we'll have an interview with one of the scouts in the Minnesota North Star staff, Al Smokey Cerrone. And last season we had Al on, and he was just an entertaining interview. We figured, let's do it again, because as far as college hockey and amateur status play around this area, the Northeast Coast, there's none better than Al Smokey Cerrone.
Here's Jolly, a shot right on, glove save Taco, and he's able to cover up and make the stop.
Gary Taco in the nets. There you take a look at him, and he is getting the nod here tonight and has been playing quite often with the injury to Mike Sands, the call up to John Casey. He's been the #1 netminder, and he's going to be that man for the Springfield Indians. He's been playing quite well. Wednesday night in Portland turned in an outstanding effort. The Indians lost 4-2, but the game could have been a lot wider as far as the margin is concerned than it was due to the play of Taco.
And his other loss came last Saturday night, a very close 4-3 decision to Sherbrooke as the play comes to center ice, and here are the Indians coming to the neutral zone. On left wing now, Hausen, checked by Jolly. They fight for it far boards, picked off there by Oates, who winds one to center with just 6 seconds left in the frame. Bill Stortbanks went off the boards to center. It's fought for with just 2 seconds remaining, and they ruled it down on a 2-line offside coming from inside the Indians' blue line to the Adirondack side of center.
Well, I think, Mike, the Indians have accomplished their goal in the first period, skating with some extra zip here tonight, which you're going to have to do against this first-place Adirondack team, because if you don't, they're going to catch you when you're just getting into that shell. The Indians have not done so here in the first period, and let's hope it continues for the 2 ensuing periods after this one, because the first one has been one to remember.
Play up the center ice, Wings take over, and the buzzer sounds, signaling the end of the first period. As you mentioned, John, a good one for the Indians. The Indians lead 2-0.
Well, one period does not make a game, but the Springfield Indians are off to a good start. Terry Martin scored the first goal for Springfield, being set up by, Alan Kerr scored the first goal for the Springfield Indians, being set up by Terry Martin and Scott Hausen. And then George Servinus picks up his first professional goal on the power play, with Glenn Johannesson and Ken Leiter getting the helpers on that goal. And the Adirondack Red Wings and Coach Bill Dineen, who last season was the American Hockey League's Coach of the Year, has some regrouping to do as they head to the dressing room down 2-0.
I hope you're enjoying the action so far. We'll be back with our between periods activities in just a moment.
Whether you're 25 or 65, your body and bones are constantly changing. Yet most of us don't get the calcium our bodies need. That can lead to brittle bones or osteoporosis. you can do something about it by getting calcium from dairy foods and dark green leafy vegetables, eliminating smoking, and exercising regularly. It'll help your bones last a lifetime.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm Mike Barrick with John Forslund alongside. John, the fans here in Springfield have to be happy tonight. A big 2-0 lead in the first frame.
Well, Mike, the way the Indians have been going, though, it's been that the problem has been there's 60 minutes to a hockey game. So one period isn't going to do the Indians get them 2 points here tonight. 3 is going to do it. But you got to credit the Springfield Indians. Adirondacks won 7 of their last 8. They're a hot club, and they took the play right away from them in the first period. So things are looking up for the Tribe.
Well, of course, between periods, as usual, let's take a look at what's happening around the American Hockey League. We'll first take a look at the Northern Division of the American Hockey League. You see Adirondack on top at 31 points in first place in the division. As you mentioned, 6 of their last 7 games have been victory.
Well, the crowd here very enthused. The youngster just missed winning the spin to win, but as far as our standings are concerned here tonight, the Adirondack Red Wings, as you mentioned, Mike, really the streak they've been on has put them where they are right now. Maine Mariners, we saw them Wednesday night. They look like a good club as usual in that Northern Division. And then, as you can see right there, a little bit of a bind as far as Sherbrooke, Fredericton, and Nova Scotia. But now with 20 games played, we can get a bearing on each of the teams and make more of a comment as far as the standings are concerned.
Let's take a look at the Southern Division of the AHL, and you'll see Rochester on top. They've won 6 straight, and they've been the hottest club in the American Hockey League South, while Baltimore have gone 0-7-1 in their last 8. They've been the coldest.
Well, if the Indians or St. Catharines has been on a winning streak, Baltimore might be out of the picture as far as being as close as they are. Baltimore is still just 3 points behind both the Indians and St. Catharines, but that streak, Gene Ubriaco has got to be searching for some answers. It's not the same club he had a year ago. They're missing a lot of key performers.
Let's take a look at some of the other statistics, including the Indians' leading scorers. And you see Alan Kerr and Don Biggs fighting each other for the scoring lead of Springfield, with Ron Handy also up among the leaders.
Well, now Kerr with that goal total, the tops on the Tribe, picks up his 14th here tonight, taking over, at least for the moment, the scoring lead. And there you see the way things are rounding out right there. Gary Lacey, another player not in the lineup tonight due to number situation, but he has also been a spark plug as far as being a young performer on Springfield.
Taking a look at the American Hockey League top scorers, and you see a former Indian, a newcomer up there in the top, Len Hackborn, and the fans remember him from his days in Springfield a couple of years back when paired with Ross Fitzpatrick. They've been a big reason why Hershey has been in second place in the South.
Hershey might have on paper one of the best clubs. We have yet to see them, but they have an outstanding team with some players who can put the puck in the net, some good defensemen, and everything else that goes along with it. They got some good goaltending from Jensen before he was called up, but Hackborn reunited with Fitzpatrick there as usual. A good 1-2 combination. Pierre LaRousse, Tim Tukey, Al Hill. They have the players in Hershey to do it, and Hackborn's doing it as of the moment.
By the way, Wes Jarvis, who's the scoring leader, if he kept up that pace, 46 points through 24 games, he would go on a 150-point type of season. So he is obviously racking up the points in St. Catharines. Let's take a look at the upcoming schedule for Springfield. A very mild one in comparison to the recent heavy schedule for Springfield.
Well, they get the break here with the week off, and then 2 games on the road on Friday night. First look at the Binghamton Whalers, and then our next game here in Continental Scene a week from tonight. The I-91 rival New Haven Nighthawks will be in town, so it should be another dandy with the Hawks, and the Indians owe them one after Friday night's performance.
Of course, the Indians were 7-4 losers on Friday night, and despite beating the Hawks twice this year, we'll look for a victory to rebound from Friday night's loss. The score here after 1, the Indians 2 and the Red Wings nothing. We'll be back with more in just a moment.
The NCAA Women's Championships offer a highway to successful opportunities, challenging competition, excellent education, victories and medals, friendship, and team spirit. This and more can be seen at any of the 34 NCAA Women's Championships. Get involved with college athletics. Attend an NCAA championship this season. For dates and sites, write NCAA Championships, Box 1906, Mission, Kansas, 66201.
Welcome back, everyone. We're between periods. Our score after one, the Springfield Indians 2 and the Adirondack Red Wings nothing. My guest between periods is a scout that we had on last year from the Minnesota North Star organization, Al Smokey Cerrone. And Smokey, you were such a hit last season. When you came to the building tonight, I knew we had to have you on. Once again, thanks for stopping by.
Thank you.
Al, if we could first of all focus in a little bit on your dealings as far as college hockey is concerned. You cased the college ranks throughout the Northeast area. Let's focus in on Hockey East, the situation. Some of our fans might not get a chance to see some of the talent or the teams that look good this year. What's the situation in Hockey East?
Well, right now, Boston College looks like the power around here, followed closely by Northeastern, surprisingly. Fernie Flaman always comes up with something. And Boston University is a pretty competitive club also. The rest of the league is pretty much throw a blanket over. There, I wouldn't say also rants, but I don't think that really they have the depth to compete all the way down the line.
You've just come back from an ECAC tournament, an RPI, held over this holiday weekend. And why don't you, first of all, tell us who was involved in that tournament and what went on?
Well, there was Rochester, RIT from Rochester, a Division II-3 champion. They were the national champions, and they're a quick, flashy, jump-on-you type team. And they lost in the last seconds to the 1985 NCAA champions, RPI, were not quite as formidable this year as last. As you know, they had 5 or 6 kids lost to the pros. And then there was the University of Alaska at Anchorage, and they're 2 years in the league, and they're a Division I school. And there is Lake Superior State, which is the western entry, not in the WCHA, the CCHA, which is the Central Collegiate Hockey Association. They're a pretty formidable club. They're a second or third place club in that conference right now, and they're a pretty bruising club, and they look pretty good. The game tonight will pit Lake Superior State against RPI for the title, and it should be really a good game.
Smokey, as you look at that Boston College team, you mentioned them. A player of note, of local notoriety is, of course, Greg Janney, who's off to a fine start for the Eagles of Boston College. What about BC, and what about the other teams around this area as far as North Star players? And as far as, I know Janney's of drafting age this year. How do you view him as a player? And then why don't you touch upon some of the players that either the North Stars might have in this area?
Well, Craig Janney, undoubtedly, as we talked last year, is going to be one of the, probably, I might say, one of the first 6 or 7 kids drafted in the entire world. I mean, he is centering the first line at Boston College, and right now I think he has 8 goals already. And he's really prolific. He's a nifty playmaker, and he's just a great kid with a great attitude, and I see him going very high because he has a great touch. One of our kids who hasn't been eligible academically, he got a little difficulty, but is Kenny Hodge, son of former Bruin great Kenny Hodge. He's just a great player. He's a 6'2", 200-pound center that scored 64 points last year, and he's due back. Hopefully, he'll be eligible tomorrow. Lou Nanny and I are going over to watch BC play Denver tomorrow, and Denver, of course, is the top club in the Western Collegiate Hockey Association, so it pits the 2 giants, so to speak, and it should be really a demolition.
Let's talk about that a little bit. Now, just last year, they started the Hockey East, and they started the Western Series as far as getting them involved in both teams making swings either way. What has it done for the college game, and besides the fact the exposure the game now receives is nationwide?
Well, I think, see, prior to last year, we played a slightly different type of game. We weren't the bump and bang and rub type of hockey, and it was a more physical game, the Western game. And now our Eastern hockey has become familiar with this type of play, and since they have gone to the 1 referee system, now the refereeing has become more consistent. And it has given us a better perspective as to really what the pro game is like. And the fans now are starting to identify with some of these Western teams, and it's really starting to pick up. They're beginning to develop rivalries. And I think in a year or two, I think you're really going to see a difference in this league. I think it's great, really.
Smokey, with your travels around the area, the life of a scout, you mentioned the mileage you've logged into this point, just making a stop over here in Springfield. Of course, your residence in Rhode Island, but the miles and the games as they pile up, does it ever get wearing on you, or is it just the love of the game that keeps you going?
Well, you know, it's like the 49ers when they struck gold, you know. A scout goes out always with the intention that he might just find that diamond. And I guess that's the thing that motivates we scouts to keep on going. Really, it's a great love for the game, and every game is different, and you never know where you're going to see that great player. So this is what really keeps me interested, you know.
As you pan the river and look for your pot of gold, so to speak, what is it that you look for in a player? What do you see when you go to a college rink or a high school game or something like that? What makes a player stand out?
Well, at first, when you look at players, you naturally are impressed by speed and size and gifted ability, such as stick handling and so forth. And then you watch for intensity and involvement by the player and attitude all along the line. And hopefully the kid that really wants to play and be a pro. And all of these things are rare in individuals, you know, but sometimes you come up with the golden ring.
Well, you've come up with a few in your day, and the surname is Al Cerrone, the nickname is Smokey, that you're affectionately known by. How'd you come up with that nickname?
Well, I used to be a pitcher.
Is that right?
My arm is now gone, and I used to smoke them.
You brought the hard stuff.
Hence the name.
Al Smokey Cerrone, hence the name, he said, and hence the talent he sees on the ice, and someday they skate for the Minnesota North Stars. And because of people like you, thanks for stopping by, Al, and best of luck to you in your endeavors with the North Star organization.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Al Smokey Cerrone has been our guest between periods 1 and 2. Stay tuned for exciting second period action coming up right here on Continental Cablevision.
Buyer's Guide is a brand new, innovative use of television, one that puts viewers in the driver's seat without ever leaving their home. Seen daily from 6 a.m. to midnight, Buyer's Guide shows viewers what the area's leading dealers have to offer. More and more people throughout the valley are finding that new or used car through this revolutionary program. Buyer's Guide will soon be expanding to include jewelry, furniture, major appliances, stereos, TVs, and more. Watch Buyer's Guide on Channel 37A.
Welcome back, everyone. Mike Barrick with John Forstland. We're here at the Springfield Civic Center, and through one period, the Indians lead it by a score of 1-0, or 2-0, as the puck back behind the Indians' and the Indians on right wing. Makala head for Henry at center. Henry dumping one through, but blocked off the defense, and the Wings have to take over and clear, but not out. Diddick trying to shovel one through on the near boards as Henry bats and swipes at the loose puck. Trying to get one through, back to the point for Smith, but cleared out the center, and the Indians have to go back. It's now cleared right back into the Adirondack zone, where Pusey leaves it for zone defense. In his own zone is the Red Wing defenseman, Dave Quarrell. Quarrell ahead to center ice on right wing for Oates, a shot. Stopped by Taco, and then sets it up for Count Ice on the far side. Ahead at center ice for Handy. Handy sidesteps a check, then moves into the wing zone, dumps one through, and Pusey leaves it for zone defense. The Indians scored 2 first period tallies, and that's the score here, 2-0 as we start this second period as it's fought for on the near side. Here's Shervin back the other way for Springfield. Closing in, slides one far side, tipped into the far corner. Out for the try, gives one free as the Indians' Count Ice closes in. He shoots, deflected away by the goaltender. Now another chance for Springfield. Pusey the save as Sherman had a chance. Another shot blocked off by Howe. Mad scramble between the circles and cleared out by the Red Wings all the way down Indians have to go back after it, and as Stewart touches it, icing call. Face-off will come back into the Adirondack zone. The Indians pouring the pressure on to start off period 2.
Well, we're just underway here in the second period with 18:18 remaining. The Indians continue to put the pressure on. You're going to take a look at some of the action, and as far as the Indians' parent clubs are concerned, both teams will be in action this week with the New York Islanders Tuesday night at home to Winnipeg. Then Thursday night, they'll be on the road in Quebec. As far as the North Stars are concerned, just one game this week, and that'll be Tuesday night at home against the Chicago Blackhawks.
Face-off will be in the Adirondack zone. Play back to the right side where Leiter takes over. Leiter wrists one through on the near side. Back behind the net. Martin for Springfield can't get a stick on it, and Adirondack clear to center. Here are the Indians in their own zone. Ken Leiter with 2 minutes gone into the second frame. Head to center ice and tipped into the Adirondack zone, but then cleared right back to center. Wings close one into the Indians under the rink. Bruce Eakin trying to jab his way through, but the Indians clear to center. Now it's fought for in the neutral zone as Trader drops it back for his own defense and then cleared on the left side by Coral into the Indian zone. Back after it for Springfield, and taking over in his own zone and clearing one up is Johannesson. Ahead for Housen at center. Lead pass for Terry Martin in the clear. Martin pulled down. Penalty coming up. The puck rolls right by the goal crease. And we're going to have a penalty coming up as Martin forced a penalty as he moved into the Adirondack zone.
When you're skating well, things click, both passing the puck and also sometimes you're going to get a defenseman that's going to pull you down from behind because you have that extra edge on him, and that's what the situation is right here. Rick Zombo is going to get the call for hooking as he ties up Terry Martin right there with a stick, hauls him down from behind, and then Martin goes head first into the goaltender, Chris Busey. So as we start the second period, the Indians still have that zip they had in the first period. They have a 2-0 lead. Alan Kerr and George Servinas have scored for Springfield, and the Indians with a chance to get another, to get that 3-goal cushion here in period number 2.
Face-off circle to the right of the Adirondack zone. Goal is Leiter for Johannesson. It's Zombo for hooking at 2:29. Indians their fourth advantage chance of the night. As here's Housen drops it through to the point. Leiter a shot. That deflects wide of the goal. Here's Terry Martin for the Indians. Checked off the puck is the Wings. Coral trying to get it out of there. Jammed up free on the near side and taken by Housen for Springfield. Between the circles moving in. Drops it back for Johannesson. Shooting one high and wide. Karam's off the backboard to the right point. Leiter for the Indians. Shovels a pass on the far side for Housen. Back behind the net as the Indians try and stuff one in front. Here's a chance for Martin. Here's Johannesson a shot. Pad saved by the goaltender Busey. Now into the near corner. The puck taken by Springfield Alan Kerr. Kerr surveys the traffic and slides one for Housen to the left point for Johannesson. Johannesson unable to make a shot but slides it back for Housen with 1 minute and 5 seconds left in the penalty. Here's Martin for Kerr. Kerr is too closely checked. Then Kerr loses the puck in his skates, but then shovels for Housen at the side of the net. Drops it back for Johannesson. His shot deflected. Oh, and almost deflected through by the Indians player Martin. And here's a break for Adirondack. Moving in and trying to make a play is the Red Wing player Murkowski, but a penalty coming up against the Indians as Murkowski was taken out of the play in the Springfield zone.
Well, Glenn Murkowski did his magic penalty killing for the Maine Mariners a year ago. This summer was picked up by the Detroit Red Wing organization, signed on as a free agent. He had a partial breakaway, and Glenn Johannesson had to take one of those penalties sometimes you're forced into as a defenseman. A desperation move to save Murkowski from going in on a scoring bid all alone on Kari Taco. The penalty will come to Johannesson with 16:16 remaining here in the second period, and I believe it's going to be a call here for hooking. And the Springfield Indians had 45 seconds remaining on the Zombo penalty. That is now nullified as far as the Indians' man advantage, and in that 45-second time frame, it'll give the Red Wings a chance to go on the power play.
Well, the teams at even strength at this point is Oates draws against Biggs. It's clear to the left point. Trader slides one for Krentz, whose cross-ice pass goes for Oates, but tipped away by Biggs out the center. Oates, by the way, scored a couple of goals and had an assist in his first
This summer was picked up by the Detroit Red Wing organization, signed on as a free agent. He had a partial breakaway, and Glenn Johannesson had to take one of those penalties sometimes you're forced into as a defenseman. A desperation move to save Murkowski from going in on a scoring bid all alone on Kari Taco. The penalty will come to Johannesson with 16:16 remaining here in the second period, and I believe it's going to be a call here for hooking. And the Springfield Indians had 45 seconds remaining on the Zombo penalty. That is now nullified as far as the Indians' man advantage, and in that 45-second time frame, it'll give the Red Wings a chance to go on the power play.
Well, the teams at even strength at this point is Oates draws against Biggs. It's clear to the left point. Trader slides one for Krentz, whose cross-ice pass goes for Oates, but tipped away by Biggs out the center. Oates, by the way, scored a couple of goals and had an assist in his first appearance as an Adirondack Red Wing. This only his second appearance in an Adirondack uniform. As the Indians, Didick takes control, spins back and gives for Vern Smith. The Indians left defenseman coming through, shooting one, but deflected away by Coral over the glass and into the crowd. We'll have a face-off in the Adirondack zone.
As you look at Indians defenseman Vern Smith and take a look at some of the action this Saturday night, the Indians will have just one home game, and it'll be against the New Haven Nighthawks, but it'll be Toys for Tots night here at the Springfield Civic Center. If you bring an unwrapped toy to the main gate of the Springfield Civic Center lobby, upon your interest, you'll receive a coupon good for one free ticket to an Indians home game with a purchase of a full-price admission. So do so and get in the Christmas spirit here at the Springfield Civic Center. Toys for Tots night this Saturday, December 7th, 7:30, as the Indians take on the New Haven Nighthawks.
Face-off in the Adirondack zone. Indians try and get the draw. It's fought for. Taken on the near boards by Servinas. Drops for Didick. Didick wrists one back into the far corner. We're Trader for Adirondack. Outlets for Johnstone. Johnstone, lead near side pass for Jordy Robertson. He takes a hit from Servinas, and then on left wing, Johnstone moves through. As he does, he ends up causing an offside as he was trapped in there at the Springfield blue line. So now the Red Wings will have the power play chance with the Indians' Johannesson in the penalty box.
Eddie Johnstone has kicked around this American Hockey League and also the National Hockey League over a 10-year period, but the last couple of seasons, he's been a part of the Adirondack scene and had 55 points in 69 games last season. But he's one of those players, Mike, who can do it all. 11 goals, 7 assists, 18 points this year. He's an excellent penalty killer. Can come back defensively in his own zone. Likes to go in the corners and can put the puck in the net. So they do have a veteran performer and a good one in Johnstone.
Play back to the point as the Wings take over on the near boards. Here is the pass back from Levens to Eakin. Back to the right point as Eakin now takes over. Gives for Levens on the near boards. Back for Eakin, a shot. Pad save by Taco. Big rebound. Levens closing through. His shot deflects wide of the net. Now Levens feeding it through on the far side for Jordy Robertson, formerly of Rochester of the American Hockey League. Centers one kicked aside by Taco, and then Springfield Sherman banks it off the boards down the ice, and the Wings have to go back. 14:49 left second period. 2-0 Springfield. 30 seconds left in the Glenn Johannesson hooking penalty as Johnstone to center. Pips a pass ahead, but blocked off by Tate, who winds one into the Adirondack zone, and Eakin back after it. Eakin, who formerly played in the Central Hockey League and last year with Moncton, is too closely checked, and then Vern Smith in his own zone takes control. Ahead for Gord Shervin. Here is Shervin, banks it off the boards down the ice, and that's just about going to do it on the penalty.
Well, the Indians do an excellent job here with Johannesson ready to come out of the penalty box, killing off a Red Wing power play that has plenty of firepower, and they've done the job here in the second period.
Here is a clearing pass back behind the net. Wings try and center one. Johannesson fights off with Robertson, and finally picked off there by Vern Smith, who leads a three-man rush to center. Up ahead on left wing for Martin. Here's the Indians' captain in the corner. Checked off, the puck falls on the play, and finally taken up by Dave Coral. Coral out of Regina of the Western Hockey League winds one all the way down. Indians Vern Smith back after it as Smith touches it for Springfield. Icing called, and the face-off will come all the way back into the Adirondack zone.
You know, the Red Wings, when they do go on the man advantage, have the people to do it. Jordy Robertson, and Markowski, Johnstone, they have a lot of players to do it. It takes good defense, both from forwards and defensemen, and the Indians that time got it. Just a couple of scoring chances on Taco. Taco came up with a save, but as you look at Alan Kerr, the Indians only gave the Red Wings one opportunity, and they cleared the puck out of the zone. Kenny Leiter with a good play at the tail end of that power play. So the Indians really tightening up here defensively, and so far they've had the offensive punch with 2 goals.
Face-off controlled, and Jolly for Adirondack slides one and kind of scoops it into the Springfield zone, where Johannesson banks it off the boards to center. Here's Coral up ahead on left wing as the Wings on the attack. Drop pass for Basil McRae, a shot! Right on, but Taco a pad save, and Johannesson clears to center. Housen for the Indians winds his way into the Adirondack zone, but ahead of the play, trapped in there, Alan Kerr offside.
December 14th, when the Indians take on the Nova Scotia Oilers, that'll be 2 weeks from Saturday, and as we speak here tonight, it will be Russell's 60-minute photo night at the Springfield Civic Center, which is always a popularity with most of the fans around this area. The first 1,000 fans receive free team photos at the door, and after the game, there's a free photograph and autograph session with all the Springfield Indians team as they come on the ice at the conclusion of the game. That'll be December 14th, Saturday night, 7:30. The Indians take on the Nova Scotia Oilers.
Here's Cowdice at center, dumps it into the Adirondack zone. Racing in after it is Stewart at the right point. His shot is blocked, and here come the Wings on the break. Lead pass at center for Oates, but it ends up going too far ahead and back into the Indian zone. Here is Henry on the near boards. Lead pass on the right wing side for Stewart. Ahead man pass for Handy. Handy trying to swipe his way through, but blocked off the defense, and Coro, the rookie, back after it, pumped off by Handy. Here's Makala in after it for Springfield. Drops for Stewart. Stewart, a wrist shot, blocked off, but taken by Springfield's Henry, who tries to clear it back, but broken up by Bob Probert at center ice. Now Adam Oates into the Springfield zone. Neat drop pass for Jolly. Back for Oates on a give and go, but that pass fails to click, and here comes Handy. Up ahead for Dale Henry, with the Indians player Makala on right wing. Centered for Henry, right in a goal. Pusey the save, but a penalty coming up is Dan Marielli right there to call the hooking infraction against the Red Wings.
Well, the Indians continue to skate with reckless abandon in this hockey game. Here's Mikko Makala setting up Dale Henry. Henry moves in on Pusey, and Pusey was right there to hold the short side. And just prior to that, we had a hooking call to Bob Probert, 29, coming into your screen right there for the Adirondack Red Wings with 12:22 remaining here in the second period. The Springfield Indians, as you take a look at Probert, who's just sent down from the Detroit Red Wings, began the year here with Adirondack, has accumulated 79 minutes and penalties in just 13 games before his recall to Detroit, and now back as a member of this A-wing team. And linesman Bob McDonald ready to drop the puck here tonight. The Indians looking for the third goal in this game. Adirondack has yet to score. It would give the Indians great insurance to score here on the power play.
This is the Indians' fifth power play chance of the night. They're 1 for 4. Here's Leiter, a shot right on, saved by Pusey, and then cleared wide. On the right point is Ken Leiter for Springfield. Taps it ahead for Housen. Housen surveys the traffic. Then is trying to make a play with the Wings on the far side, intercepting the puck and then breaking out of there. Up to center ice is Jordy Robertson into the, or rather Ted Spears banking one into the Springfield zone, where Johannesson has to circle back. On the near side for Scott Housen. Up on a backhand pass for Martin, but intercepted by Murkowski. Dumps one through in front, but here come the Indians on a three-man rush to center. Housen with Terry Martin and Alan Kerr. Housen pulls up, drops it back for Johannesson. Johannesson at the left point, trying to slide his way through. In full pursuit, Barry Melrose on Alan Kerr as Kerr takes the loose puck. Skates to the top of the circle, centers one in front, but blocked off by the A-Wings, and here they come to center. Up into the neutral zone is Ted Spears. Spears shooting one, stick save by Taco. Big rebound, Spears centers one off the skate of Murkowski wide of the goal. Less than a minute to go in the Adirondack penalty as the Indians check this. Oates closes right in. Adam Oates at the side of the goal. Circles, centers one in front, but on a bouncing puck, Taco is there to shovel on the near board for George Servinas. Servinas, who scored one of the Indians' goals tonight, ahead for Don Biggs, who taps it into the wing zone, but then it's knocked right back to center where Cowdice takes control. Ahead on left wing, but checked off there by Adirondack Zombo, and then Cowdice knocks it right back in offside at the Red Wing line. 10:49 left second period, 2-0 Springfield.
An uneventful power play thus far for the Springfield Indians, just 29 seconds remaining. The faceoff coming outside the line, so unless the Indians work the puck in very soon, it's going to be difficult for them to get anything started on this, at least for the moment, their sixth power play opportunity of the evening. They have picked up one power play goal here tonight. George Servinas has gotten it for the Tribe. The other goal for Springfield scored by Alan Kerr, but you know, Mike, this Adirondack team, just as Sherbrooke was a week ago, they're never out of a hockey game, and the Indians can't be happy with a 2-goal lead. They have to keep working hard and putting the pressure on, because this was witnessed last week here on Continental. Sherbrooke Canadians came back in fine fashion and were never out of the game. Same case is true with Adirondack.
Here the Indians, Biggs, a sharp angle shot, deflects wide. Drop back to the left point where Cowdice gives it free. Top of the circle for Hout. Pass on the near boards as the Indians work on this power play. Biggs centers one for Servinas, who tried to shoot as the pass was coming, and he ended up partially fanning on it. The player for Adirondack, Krober, is back on, Teams at even strength as Biggs tries to make a play. Now we have an injured Indian on the far boards, and I believe that's Bill Stewart as he was knocked down to the ice by Bob Probert.
Well, Probert came right out of the penalty box, and if we can pick it up right here on replay, watch from behind. Stewart from the blind side right here. And what could have happened on this play is his neck, which has been giving him a problem. He has had a pinched nerve in his neck and underwent a CAT scan on Friday to see if there was any other damage done as far as his back or disc or anything like that. But there obviously was not, as Stewart is in the lineup here tonight. But he felt the blow there. He's still hampered by that sore neck, has to ice himself down between periods. And it's one of those nagging type of injuries that you need full rest. And Bill Stewart isn't going to get that, skating a full shift for the Springfield Indians. And he just has to grit his teeth and bear with it, but he felt the blow from behind by Probert. There's no doubt about it.
Play into the wing end of the rink and back after it and taking over Jolly, but we're going to have another penalty called against Adirondack, I believe, John. And Johnstone is going over there right into the neutral zone.
Well, one thing about Eddie Johnstone, he's chippy sometimes, and he got his stick up in the neutral zone with Indians' Dale Henry. Johnstone gets the penalty, 2 minutes for high sticking, and this period now we've reached the halfway part and the halfway portion of this hockey game. 10:07 remaining in the second period. The Springfield Indians have had numerous power play chances in this game. Adirondack, you have to hand it to them. They've been good in spots, keeping the Indians away outside of the power play goal by Servinas. The Tribe has come up empty with the man advantage.
Indians just 1 for 5 on the evening. This their 6th opportunity. Maybe now they'll be able to net home a second power play goal as it's cleared up to center and deep into the Indians end of the rink, and the Indians have to go back. Less than 10 minutes remaining second period. Indians on 2 first period goals lead the A-Wings by a score of 2-0. As on the near side, Mikko Makala with some fancy footwork moving through. Tries to give one for Henry. Henry on the near boards. Takes a pass as he shovels it through to the player Housen to Handy. Back to the point for Leiter in front for Housen, but it banks off of his stick and then right onto the glove of the Adirondack goaltender Pusey, who scoops it up.
You look at Chris Pusey, a youngster along with Mark LaForest here. Glenn Hanlon began the year in Adirondack and played for the majority of the games for the Red Wings, and since has been sent to New Haven. Hanlon was on loan from the New York Rangers, and now it's up to Pusey and LaForest as far as the goaltending here in Adirondack, but they've been pleasant surprises early in the season.
Here's a 2-on-1 A-wing break. Ted Spears with Murkowski. The pass from Murkowski. Oh, and Taco! A scintillating save as he takes the play to make the stop. Now Housen is shot off the goalpost as the Indians came back the other way. Makala back after it, but Murkowski clears. In front, Housen a shot. That's blocked. Here's Leiter at the left point. Sliding one through as the Indians Handy closing through. Ron Handy drops for Housen. Housen at the right point. Trying to get one for Handy, but Murkowski intercepts and picks it off and clears it down. The Indians have to go back, but O'Carey Taco robbed Murkowski as he slid across with one of the dandy saves of the season. Here's Martin dropping it back for zone defense with 40 seconds left in the Adirondack penalty to Eddie Johnstone. As the Indians, who lead it by 2 at 2-0, a bit frustrated now after having some chances with the man advantage. As they at center ice, Biggs ahead on left wing for Martin. Hops over his stick, wings clear one out the center and deep into the Indian zone, and just 24 seconds remain in the A-wing penalty. Here is the Indians player Biggs, near side pass for Cowdice. Cowdice ahead to center for Biggs. Off the boards, and the Indians Didick controls. As the Indians now, Biggs winds it back behind the net for Terry Martin. Martin wheels and deals back behind the net, met by Trader. Wings try and clear it out and do succeed on the near boards as the player is back on. Now we have some pushing and shoving. It's Melrose and Gerald Didick for Springfield. Didick lands a right hand. Melrose fights back as they're nose to nose at the side of the net, as you see on your SCN screen, and the two players fighting with each other and finally wrestle down to the ice as the Indians' Gerald Didick goes after the Wings' Barry Melrose.
This is Melrose's second altercation. One more and he'll be gone in this hockey game. He and Didick drop the gloves behind the play. Gerald Didick, a young buck, so to speak, a rookie last season out of Lethbridge, playing with the New York Islanders, and this season began the season with the parent club. Since has come down, and Didick is a rough customer with good size at 6'2", 210 pounds. Melrose, of course, we spoke about him earlier. He also can throw his weight around in that zone, and basically a wrestling match as far as that one was concerned, with 8:07 remaining here in the second period. You take a look at the penalty box and Gerald Didick. We're going to see how this play got started. You see the Indians, Diddick right there, and Melrose jamming at the side of the net. The puck comes loose. The sticks got up, and oftentimes that's how a lot of the altercations get started in hockey. In the heat of the battle and the tempers flare, both are going to get majors for fighting, so it won't affect the on-ice strength. Diddick and Melrose go at it.
Diddick, by the way, is the Indians' leading penalty player with 50 minutes in the box going into the action this evening. And he's only played, as John mentioned, for the Indians 16 games. So he's compiled a lot of penalty minutes for Springfield in a brief amount of time. As now play cleared to the Red Wing line, and Levens banks it on the boards to center ice, and the Red Wing player Bruce Eakin dumps it through. Now puck into the Springfield zone. Is play getting a little bit rougher at this point. Puck into the far corner. Jordy Robertson for Adirondack. Cuts in front, centers one in front. Eakin, a poke at it, but Taco slides out to make the save and is able to stifle the Red Wing players in front.
Harry Taco right here, very alert to cover that loose puck. There you see him holding the short side, and as the play evolves right here, there's a maze of players in front. Taco just was very alert to come out and cover that loose puck, but very important for goaltenders, especially when teams have that puck behind the net to hold the goalpost. That time Adirondack tried to do it, was unable to do it because of the play of Taco.
Now play loose in front, but we're going to have a penalty called against the Indians. And with 7:38 left second period, it looks like the Indians are going to be whistled down here, and it looks like Gord Shervin being waved to the penalty box.
Well, Gord Shervin, I believe, is going to get 2 penalties here, one for tripping, the other for unsportsmanlike conduct, as he had an extra word to say to Dan Marielli, who did not put up with it for very long, and as soon as Shervin came over to give him an earful, he immediately whistled him down for the unsportsmanlike conduct. It was off the face-off that Robertson was going for the net off the draw. Shervin got the stick in, upended Robertson. I'm sure Shervin felt that Robertson took a dive on the play, had a few words for the referee. The referee did not like it, so for the next 4 minutes, the Indians will be a man short with 7:38 remaining in the second period, and this will give the Red Wings an excellent chance as far as coming back in this hockey game. Just 2 goals down. Now with the 4-minute time span, they have plenty of time, plenty of ice to work with to get back in the hockey game.
2 for tripping, 2 for unsportsmanlike conduct with the Indians, and this 2-0 lead, but the Wings having a chance here. Now it's to the left point, Zombo for Adirondack. Dumps it through far corner for Robertson. Robertson tied up by Johannesson, loose to the far side where Johnstone picks it to the right point for the player Levens. A shot bounces off the backboards right to Tate, who gets for Martin on the near boards. Here's Terry Martin for Springfield, spins into the Red Wing zone. Tries to work by Levens, then circles behind the nets, tries to stuff one in front, but Tate was circling back to go on a line change, unable to take control of that play, but a beautiful shorthanded try by Terry Martin. Now on the near boards, Wings clear a cross-ice pass for Robertson. Winding one back off the boards, Indians netminder Taco winds one free. Here is Zombo for Adirondack. Cuts it back as he angles one for Eakin in front, but Biggs for Springfield picks an opening and clears all the way down.
Well, you have to like the play of Terry Martin there, killing off really the first minute of this power play opportunity with some excellent work, and he's noted for that. A veteran performer throughout his years, and in his years with both Buffalo, Minnesota, Edmonton, wherever he's been with in the National Hockey League, and Toronto, he has been an excellent penalty killer.
Here are the Red Wings. Levens winds one off the boards into the far side. Johnstone back behind the net as the Red Wings take over. Here's Basil McRae, side of the net for Johnstone. Now Johnstone moves back to the far side. Shooting one, blocked off the defense. Johnstone gets his own rebound with 2:28 left in the penalty. Here is the shot blocked off the defense, and Springfield's Biggs able to pick an opening, wind one on the boards, and Kerr speeds after it. Kerr trying to get by Oates, then holds on to that puck, shoots, but the stop made by the goaltender Pusey, but Oates is going to be penalized as Kerr did a heck of a job to maintain balance and get through and get the shot off.
A lot of heart, a lot of desire, and an awful lot of strength on the part of Alan Kerr. He and the rookie Adam Oates battling for the puck. There you see the strength come into play. Upper body strength by Kerr as he wedged his way into Oates, rode him off with the body, and still mustered a shot on the goaltender. And it was Oates getting the stick in there to nullify the power play now for Adirondack. 2:13 remaining on Shervin's call, and Oates will get the call here, I believe, for hooking, which will halt things for the Red Wings with the man advantage with 5:51 remaining second period. There's the score. It's been a dandy here on Continental Cablevision. The Indians on goals by Alan Kerr and George Servinus have taken a 2-0 lead. And a note on Servinus, it's his first professional goal and a milestone for him. And Greg Jolly, the captain of Adirondack, talking to Marielli, who's had his work cut out for him tonight here in Springfield.
Well, he's called 32 minutes and penalties in the first period, and almost that many here in period 2, and the game 2-0 in favor of the Indians, and each team at even strength at this point. As the Wings on left wing, Ray Stazak comes to center. Here's Stazak, the highly publicized player out of the University of Chicago, Illinois. Clearing one back for Jolly back behind the net. Tries to stuff one in front. Taco makes a save rebound, and then Taco stops the player. Jolly on the second try from on the doorstep.
Well, Lou Nanny, the general manager of the Minnesota North Stars, in attendance here tonight, and we'll be speaking with him between periods 2 and 3, has to be happy with the play of Kerry Taco thus far. There you see Greg Jolly with the puck circling the net, getting away from Jim Cowdice, and Taco right there to hold his ground, following that puck all the way. Not the easiest of plays for a goaltender, thinking about the goalpost, looking over his shoulder and trying to pick up the puck at the same time, but Taco playing the angles extremely well.
Here's Dale Henry on the near board for Springfield. Drops it back for Cowdice. Cowdice comes to center. Trying to split the defense, then pulled down by Coral, but the referee Marielli watches it impassively, and the Wings come to center. Murkowski, a long shot, deflected up in the air by the Indians netminder Taco, and up high over the glass and into the crowd.
January 3rd, the world-famous chicken from San Diego will be making his appearance here at the Springfield Civic Center for the 1985-86 season. He, of course, a fan favorite for the past 3 seasons in Springfield, will be back to work his magic once again as the Indians take on the Hershey Bears Friday night, the 3rd of January, as the Indians start the new year of 1986, and in fine fashion. Tickets are going quite well, so get them while you can. January 3rd, the chicken with a new refurbished routine and always a crowd favorite here at the Springfield Civic Center.
Face off in the Springfield zone, and the Indians, who lead by a pair at 2-0, take control. Here are the Indians. Smith ahead on right wing for Housen. Housen darts to center, then dumps one into the A-wing zone, and back after it, Greg Jolly for Adirondack. It's 2-0 Springfield, 4:50 left in the second frame as Jolly for the Adirondack club works out of there. Checked off by McAloo, speeds right and goal, shoots, he hit the post. Makala took it right away from Jolly, walked right in on goal, and grazed the post. Then it's cleared right back for Johannesson, who gives for Vern Smith in his own zone. For Johannesson on the pass back. Here's Johannesson. Deep pass for Housen. To Johannesson, moving in for Housen, but that pass fails to click. Loose puck on the near side. Indians, Johannesson tries to make a play, but Stazak is right there for Adirondack and dumps it off the left side. Play into the neutral zone. It's Makala now, dumping one through, trying to feed for Housen, but blocked off there by the Adirondack player on the near side, and that was Coral, and then it's knocked right back into the Springfield zone. We have just 13 seconds left in the Adam Oates penalty, 23 seconds left in Shervin's double minor, as it's cleared right back into the Springfield zone. Good hit by Springfield's player, Houck on the far side, but the Wings take control. Quick centering pass, blocked off by Housen, and cleared to center. Oates is back on, another 8 seconds remaining in the Shervin penalty as Zombo twists and turns, gives for Krentz on the near side. Back for Zombo, he blasts one wide. Now to the left point, Levins lets it go. Now it's center for Krentz, slides one through at the side of the net for Oates for Krentz. Oh, and Taco the save on Krentz as he walked right in on front of the doorstep.
Dale Krentz, free agent signee out of Michigan State, has been a spark plug and a surprise for the Adirondack Red Wings through 22 games, 5 goals, 13 assists, 18 points. Here works in with Ted Spears on a nice combination play as they worked in through the Indians' defense, and Taco was the final line of that defense, coming up with a big save. And there you see some of the youngsters here at the Civic Center enjoying the action and getting that $3 cash rebate, which all youngsters 12 years and younger receive at all Indians home games with the purchase of a full price admission.
You mentioned Krentz being a surprise. You know, you have all of those players, the Stazak, the Oates, the Warren Youngs, and all of the players that were signed as free agents. Here's a guy by the name of Krentz, not well known, but doing his job here in Adirondack, and he may be a find, very unlikely for this Adirondack club. Face-off will be in the Springfield zone. It will be Terry Tate, Jim Cowdice for Springfield on the forward line. And also on the right wing side, Paul Houck, as it's cleared right back. Actually, Shervin now centering the line of Tate and Houck as the loose puck back, quickly centered back and outside the line. The Wings have to go back. It's Cowdice and Stewart back on defense with 3:17 left in the second period as the Wings clear one deep into the Springfield zone. And Stewart back after it for the try, but the Indians leading by a pair, and it's been its way it's been for a while at 2-0 as Houck tries to make a play. Back into the far side, Indians, Shervin trying to make a play. Back for Houck. Houck on the far boards, checked off there, and a 3-man Adirondack break to center. Here are the Wings. Moving in Jolly, or rather Probert, feeds one for Zombo. He's checked on the play, and then Indians player Sherman is mugged by Adirondack's Zombo, but knocked onto the ice, and finally they rule it down a 2-line offside coming from inside the Indians' blue line to the Red Wings side of center, but Zombo really mugged the Indians' Sherman.
Well, he certainly did. No call by Maruelli on that one, but Rick Zombo is a player also for Adirondack, for a defenseman. Very good offensively, can really shoot the puck, has 15 assists this season so far, and is excellent on the power play, but that time he was all over Gord Sherman, and Maruelli in position let that one go, so we're going to have to see if the Indians catch a break here as the game goes on. Maruelli trying to mix up his calls here and even it out for both sides.
Clearing pass back behind the net where the Indians Leiter the loose puck. Here is Leiter with 2.5 minutes left in this second frame. Checked on the play, it's cleared back on the near boards, and Springfield clear all the way down, and the Wings have to go back. Teams at even strength at this point is Trader back after it falls in the play. In comes Terry Martin to retrieve the puck. Centers one right through the goal crease, but it's deflected away. Here's Martin back behind the net. Gives for Kerr. Centers for the Indians player in front on Biggs, but he fans on the puck, and out the near side come the Red Wings. Here on the near side is Johnstone working in. Johnstone pulls up to make a play. Misses a hit, then centers in front for Trader. A shot right on. And body saved by Taco. Here's Johnstone, a shot from a sharp angle. Somehow that gets through. Taco gets a piece of that, and here come the Indians. Johannesson up ahead. Broken up by Eakin. He jams one off the boards, but Leiter up to center ice as the Indians on the attack. Here's Biggs trying to move through. Biggs on the near side is hit on the play, and then it's cleared to the near boards where Martin shovels for Kerr on the near side. Alan Kerr checked on the play by Jolly as they work and fight for it on the near side. Finally, Johnstone banks it off the boards to center, and the Indians did it back after it. The cross-ice pass for Henry. Tips it ahead for Scott Howson, but broken up in the defense by Trader, who winds one on left wing for Robertson, who banks it off the boards to center. 2-0, the Indians lead. 1 minute and 16 seconds left in this second period as Pusey leaves it for his own defense. We've had very few whistles here in the last 4 or 5 minutes as the Wings wait to make a play in their own zone with just a minute now exactly left in the second period. As the Wings come to center ice, a pass for Adam Oates. He's tripped up, but no call there as Vern Smith retrieves the puck in his own zone. And after it for Adirondack is Stazak. For Oates back behind the net. Winds one back to the left point, but unable to hold it in Dave Coral. And Adirondack have to go back. Here is Jolly now. Feeds it cross ice to center, and Oates in the neutral zone. Lead pass for Basil McRae. Has Stazak. The pass to Stazak, and a goal. He scores! Beautiful passing combination. Ray Stazak scores for the Red Wings with just 30 seconds left second period. It's a 2-1 game.
Well, you don't like to give up goals late in the period here, and the Springfield Indians have gone almost 2 periods without giving up a Red Wing goal, but now with just 30 seconds remaining, Ray Stazak, who we talked about at the top of the show, gets the goal, taking the pass on the play from McRae. A 2-on-1. Vern Smith went over to play the player with the puck, McRae. Then it was Stazak coming in all alone on Taco. Made his move as Taco came well out of the net, but Stazak had already stick-handled behind him, picking up his 6th goal of the year at the 19:30 mark of this second period. 2-1 Springfield.
Now playing the far side as the Indians try and work their way in, but knocked off there by the A-Wings, and here they come to center. On the left wing side, Murkowski on the far board. Centers in front for Spears, but tipped away by Tate, who outlets the center ice, and the Indians take over. Here's Tate with Shervin. The pass for Shervin closing in with 8 seconds left in the period for Leiter. Leiter backhander in front, but blocked off of the defense with 4 seconds left. That's going to do it for the period as the Wings clear one on the near boards, and the buzzer sounds signaling the end of the second period. And it was a good one really for Springfield until the last 30 seconds when the Wings scored a goal.
Well, the Indians have kept the Red Wings off the scoreboard. They had some chances in the second period, failed to score. Another good period for them, but late in the period, the goal by Stazak gives the Red Wings now just that 1-goal deficit to work with in the third period, where they'd like to be. So for them, they have to be happy with that, although the Springfield Indians had played up until that point a very solid defensive hockey game. The Indians now with just 20 minutes ahead and a 1-goal lead to protect, but it's not a very safe lead, especially with this Red Wing team.
Well, the shots on goal in that period, 13-11 in favor of Adirondack in the hockey game, 23-23 on the shots on goal. The scoring play on that Adirondack goal, it was Stazak, his 6th, from Basil McRae and Adam Oates at 19:30 to make it 2-1. That's the story here in Springfield, 2-1 Springfield. We'll be back with our between periods activities in just a moment.
Heard any tasty rumors lately? Some are pretty hard to swallow.
Don't eat fat and you can live to be 100.
Really? And she says anyone can stay slim if they cut out starchy foods. Really?
Protein, baby. Just protein.
Really?
The truth is, a smart diet is a balanced diet of dairy foods, meats, fruits and vegetables, and grains. So don't be fooled by fads. Eat smart.
Really?
Welcome back, everyone. John Forsland here at the Springfield Civic Center, where after 2 periods, the Springfield Indians lead the Adirondack Red Wings by a count of 2-1. My guest, the general manager of the Minnesota North Stars, Lou Nanne. And Lou, you're a familiar face. We had you on last year. Everyone knows, of course, your doings with the Minnesota North Stars, but as we speak, this game is broadcast on Monday evening, and this past weekend, a deal for the Minnesota North Stars involving 4 players. Why don't you explain the implications and the players involved?
Well, we figured we needed some more help in center ice. We wanted a big centerman. We wanted someone to generate some offense. And at the same time, having to give up Dave Richter in the deal, who's a very big physical man, we didn't want to lose all of his toughness. So we had Ed Hospodar put in a deal, and we got Todd Bergen and Ed Hospodar from Philadelphia, and we gave him David Richter and Bo Berglund.
Over this past summer, you picked up, as far as an acquisition, a new coach in the person of Lauren Henning, who did an outstanding job, as you know, here in Springfield last year. What impressed you about Lauren's presence as a coach, both on and off the ice, to get him in Minnesota, and how's he doing thus far?
Well, we think Lauren's got an excellent hockey mind. He's got a great way with people. He's got good empathy, knows how to handle people. He's firm, but he's fair. He's come out of an excellent training ground with the Islanders, 4 championships there. He played on a Stanley Cup winning team. He's had a good feel for the game and a history in the game. He's been close to it, and yet he's young enough to relate to the players. And after we watched him here last season, we were extremely impressed with the kind of job he did with a squad decimated by injuries between ourselves and the Islanders. And we just think that he's got the makings of a great coach, and everything he's done thus far just convinces us that he's going to be an excellent coach in the National Hockey League, and he's got a great future there.
As far as injuries go, you mentioned that, and the Indians, of course, last year felt their problems, but the North Stars lost a tremendous amount of man games due to injury, and I know that was a big portion of some of the reason why the North Stars were trying to find the pieces to the puzzle. This season in training camp, a few players went down once again. It's going to make you feel like the North Star team is jinxed, so to speak. How do you deal with it from your standpoint? There's nothing you can do about the injuries.
Well, we get very frustrated by it. We lost Steve Payne the first day of camp, and Tim Koulis the second day, and Willie Plutt the third day, and now we've got Nielsen just coming back last night. He's been out for 3 weeks, and all of a sudden Tom McCarthy, who was off to a great start, got Bell's palsy, and just goes on. And Tom Hirsch hasn't played a game yet. His shoulder went out, and Dan Mandich has filed for disability. He won't ever play again. So it gets very disconcerting, because these people are people that you look to improve your hockey team, and you have plans for, and you've got to go out and make deals and try and acquire players that shore up spots that you thought you already had solidified. But everybody goes through them. Unfortunately, we've been through more than most, and it's something that you've got to live with, and they're part of the game, and you got to go on from there.
Talking about living with injuries, the fact of life as far as the minor league franchise is, they have to live with the fact that the players go up from the minor league franchise because to help the parent club. Now, there's some players in Minnesota right now who played in Springfield last year, Dirk Graham,